Christy is back, you guys, and we have her drilled out. She said she loved the little conversation hearts that were on my nails, so I'm going to put some in her nails as well, but I'm going to use my other ones that are much thinner because the ones I have on my nails are a little bit thicker and not good for a refill. We're also going to use my pink glitter, red glitter. We're going to use some snow cone, but only a little bit of that today. I'm going to, make sure it's good. I see that little heart in there. Did you see that? I saw it. I'm like, can't find it. Oh, well. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start her refill, as I always do, with a little bit of my regular acrylic powder in the back, just to get that natural nail covered. And we will quickly just swipe that down, making sure it's nice and thin outside of that little area, okay? Then I will go back and I will put a little bit of clear on there, something for those little conversation hearts to stick to. I'm only going to be able to fit like 3 on there because of, sometimes some things just aren't meant to be, well, how do I phrase that? Sometimes you have to limit what you're putting in there because of the size of it, the shape of the nail, the size of the nail, and the thickness of whatever it is you're putting in there. Now these aren't like super paper thin, so they stick up a little bit. So you really have to be careful when you're working on a refill because you don't want to make that nail 10 feet thick just to make sure that everything is covered. So it can be really annoying, really aggravating, and really scary as you're going along because you're thinking, shit, are these going to look right? Am I going to have enough room to cover these? And, a lot of thoughts are going through your head, like, should I stop at this point and just wipe them off and tell her I can't do them? But I have confidence that I'm going to make it work. I did drill out the nail a little bit way more thinner than I normally would for a refill, so I would have more room to work with and more room for error in there and some space for these hearts to fit. But I really wanted to put them in there, so I did make it work. I got them covered and everything was hunky fucking dory. On this nail, I just want one heart right in the center at the top because I already know I'm going to be putting spider gel on that nail, and I'm like, all right, well, instead of rhinestones at the top, I want one more little conversation heart. So that's what I did there, and then we can encapsulate that in a minute. The snow cone glitter, I'm going to put a little bit right on the index finger, and that's it. Okay, we have everything shaped and filed and done. Ferrari red and Aviana rose on this hand, and then I decided to pick 2 other colors for the other hand because she said I could do whatever I want. She said she just didn't want pastel colors, and I was like, another Leanne, because my client Leanne doesn't like pastel colors either. Well, at least around this time of the year. I'm telling you, not coming down on Christy or anything for it, but in general, people have this unspoken rule that you can't use certain colors during certain times of the year. Whether it's a matter of can't or won't is, whatever. It's personal preference usually. But people really need to learn how to get outside of that idea of that, it's not Easter, I can't use that color. You know what I'm saying? Of course you know what I'm saying. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do purple on her pinky on this hand. And we did Ferrari red on the other hand on the thumb. Did I do? No, I didn't even do that yet. Hold on, I'm getting way ahead of myself because I got off topic. And you can see the conversation hearts fit perfect. They weren't too thick, so that worked out perfect for me. And then we're going to go back and do the Ferrari red on the thumb, which is such a pretty color. This is like one of the best reds that you can get if you want to use a matte top coat on top of it, in my opinion, at least with the D&D line. I really haven't used too many other reds from other companies with matte top coat, but that one I have. A walk through Central Park. I wanted to do blue. First, I had pulled down Arctic Field. She was okay with it, even though it is a little pastel-y, but I ended up putting that back and changing it out for a more bluier blue, so I picked a walk through Central Park because I think only because it was fresh in my memory from doing it on Des last night of how beautiful it was, so I grabbed that. We're going to whip out the Kusa Spider Gel. If you guys are looking for a good brand, got this from Amazon. It's super good. It pulls well. But I'm also going to whip out my white from D&D, which I've grown to love too. I like my white from Kusa too, but I like my white from D&D as well. And I have the black one too that I really like. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap that around, and as you saw before, I did put a base coat on this nail so the spider gel would lay nicely on it and I wouldn't have any problems with it laying on just a naked bare acrylic nail, okay? So I'm just going to wrap it around. I'm going to take a couple little skinny strands around that heart as well. I thought that would be cool. And then I will go back and clean her skin up with a little acetone cloth, and then I will get her in the lamp for 30 seconds to cure. I'm going to do the same thing on the other hand. You can see I put a blue heart in there. And then I'm going to do the pink spider gel, which is super pretty. And always keep in mind that when you pull these spider gels, well, besides the white and black, when you're using the colored ones, the colors are going to be a little bit different than they look in the pot. Not by much, guys, but you're going to get more of a concentrated colored look in the pot because it's all in there, you know, as you are when you bring it out, or as you would when you bring it out and stretch it out and make it a little bit thinner. It doesn't change by much, just a tiny bit, okay? We did a base coat on here too, so I had a nice smooth surface to work on. We're going to use the Aviana Rose. We're going to make a set of lips, which is just a big M, and then connect the sides, and then do your curved line underneath, and then leave that space in the middle, and you've got yourself a cute little set of lips. We're going to do the same thing on the other hand, but using the purple. And have fun with this, guys. Lips don't have to be red. They don't have to be pink. Make them blue, make them purple. You want to treat your lips and your everything like that like you would the conversation hearts. You know how they're all different colors and they're just pretty, and you almost can get away with all the Easter colors at Valentine's Day because it's just so pretty, all the colors that you can mix together. Just have fun with it. Nothing has to match or make sense, all right? We're going to go back after the spider gel dries, and I'm going to put some of those purple dots on it, and on the other hand I put the pink dots just to tie hands in together. And I'm going to get out my colored stones. I have these little tiny colorful stones, and I'm just going to put a random mix going straight down her pinky nail, okay? Because I wasn't sure what to do on the pinky, and I was like, we needed a little bit of bling somewhere. So rather than just using my AB stones, I wanted to use those. I'm going to go back and put just a little tiny bit of white in the center of these lips to give them just a little highlight, puckerish look to them. You want to use it very sparingly and just put it right in the middle, like this bitch has got some fucking dry lips or something. I don't know. I just put a little bit of white there just to have fun. I'll clean it up a little bit, and then we'll cure that for 30 seconds, and I'll move on to the other hand. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a heart on the Ferrari red, which you want a nice set of balls, whatever color you choose to use. Use your striper brush, pull the paint that's already in those balls down to a point. You want to thin that out. That way you're sure that it's going to cure properly in the lamp. You got to be careful when you're doing polka dots with these dotting tools, guys, because if the paint's too thick, it might not cure all the way through. It might be squishy and wet inside. That's what he said. So you want to be careful with that, okay? So if you can pull the paint from a polka dot into a different design, do that, just like I did that heart, if that made any sense. We're going to do a little XO on this one, and on the other hand, I'm going to do something a little bit different for her. We're going to do the white heart, but I'm going to write love on the bottom of the nail. It's one of the easiest words you can write at Valentine's Day. Kiss is pretty easy, but making the curved S's could be tricky for new people doing new nail art. So try doing the L-O-V-E. Even the O can be a little bit more trickier. It's okay, all right? Even if you wanted to do the O in a way where you're safe, what you would do is you would use your dotting tool and create a big polka dot there, right? Nice and thin. Let that cure. And then when it comes out of the lamp, you put another blue polka dot in the center of that white one, and then you have a perfect O. Why didn't I fucking think of that? God damn it, Diana. Probably just to avoid a step, but that's a good way of doing it if you want a perfect O. All right, guys, after a top coat, here is the final look. How cutesy are these? I want you to have fun with your Valentine's Day this year with the colors, guys, all right? Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.